So last time we talked about 3 by 2 division. So in in fourth grade, you're not really going to see much more than 3 by 2. But in fifth grade and beyond, you're going to start seeing 4 by 2, 5 by 2, sometimes even 6 by 2. And I want you to be prepared for that. So today we're going to review 3 by 2, look at 4 by 2, 5 by 2, and 6 by 2. And by then you should be good. But I want you to be prepared for whatever comes your way. So let's get into it. So let's start with the 2-digit number, such as 20, 23, divided into, let's start with the review of a 3-digit, 372. Now, I don't know how many times 23 is going to go in 372, but we know we've looked at remainders, we looked at with no remainders. So let's get started with this problem. So there's a few different ways to do this, and to begin with, I'm going to show you the standard way, which I think is the easiest. So we're going to look at the first number, 2, and 23 doesn't go into 3. We got to remember that we're looking at this whole number. We're not just looking at the first number. All right. So 2 goes into 3 how many times? Well, so if you want to, like we did with the other ones, we can start by doing our 2 multiplication tables. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 12. Well, actually, we don't even need those. Well, we probably will. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay. So 2 goes into 3. As you can see, it only goes one time because we can't do 4 because that's bigger than 3. So 2 goes into 3 only one time. So now is the important part to remember, that we're doing 23, not just 2. So 23 goes into 37 one time. And 1 times 23, as you probably know, anything times 1 is itself. 1 times 23 is 23. And what we get is 4 and 1. 14. Now, just a little tip, guys, and you probably remember me saying this. If this number that you get after subtracting is bigger than this number, then you know you need to redo your problem and try again. So we're going to erase that line so we don't confuse ourselves. And then we're going to bring down your 2. Now this is going to be where your eraser is going to come in handy. There's quite a bit of trial and error in this sometimes. So we're going to say 2. 2 doesn't go into 1. So we're going to say how many times does 2 go into 14? Well, 2 goes into 14 7 times. So we put a 7 up here. Okay, so now we multiply. 7 times 1, 7 times 3 is 21, and we carry your 2. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 2 is 16. Alright. So the bottom number is bigger than the top. So we can't subtract that. Even with regrouping, we can't do that. So that means that we have to erase this. I'm going to erase that line and erase our 7 and our 2 that we carried, and we're going to start over. And we're going to go one number down. So we had 7. So if we go one number down, we're going to go 6. So let's see if that works. 6 times 3 is 18. We put down our 8 and carry our 1. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Now, we have to borrow or regroup. 12 minus 8 is 4. So actually I got pretty close here. So that 4 that we have left over, we're going to put up here as a remainder. Remainder 4. And like I said, if you want to check this, you can by doing this. 23 times 16. 3 times 6 is 18. Carry the 1. 2 times 6 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. We have a 0 here. Mark this out. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. 8. 6. 3. Add in your remainder. 2, carry the 1, 7, 3. 372. And that's what we got up here. And so now, if you want to take a second and write this down, that's great. If not, then here are our steps. Okay. So now, as promised, I'm going to show you another way to do this before we get into our bigger numbers. So it's kind of going to be the same, but not really. And it's your choice. It's your choice how you want to do this. So we're gonna do this by estimation this time. So 23, what number ending in 0 is 23 close to? Well, if you remember our place value videos, 23 is closer to 20. And a number ending in 0, 372 is closer to, once again, our place value videos say it's 370. But, 20 into 370 is still a little bit of a challenge. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to round 370 to the nearest 100. So 372 goes to 400. So now, if you remember our rules, we look at the first digit. 2 goes into 4 2 times, but we're looking at 20, not 2. So 20 goes into 42 times, and 20 goes into 0 2 times. That'll probably be easier for you to see. So that way it'll involve a lot more erasing, because as we know, as we found out, the answer is 16, not 20. So it'll be a lot more trial and error. However, if you want to do it that way, if it's easier for you, then go for it. So we're going to look at another one. Let's do 40, 42 into 3,724. And I'm going to erase this top because it's going to make it easier and make it straighter. All my students know that I can't draw a straight line. Okay, so we're going to look at the first number. So that means we're going to list the multiples of 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 9 is 36. And that's as far as we need to go. So, 4 doesn't go into 3. It goes into 37. So how many times does 4 go into 37? Well, as you can see, our last number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I skipped 1. See, even I make mistakes, guys. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 9 is 36. So we've got to go up to 4 times 10 would be 40. And we can't do 40, so we have to do 36. So it's times 9. But now we got to remember that we're not looking at 4. We're looking at 42. So 42 times 9. So now we do 9 times 42. 9 times 2 is 8. 18. Carry your 1. And 9 times 4 is 36. Plus 1 is 37. Now, the bottom number is bigger than the top, so we can't do that. So we're going to have to erase this 9 and erase this and go down 1. So we had 9, so if we go down 1, we go to 8. Good thing I caught that mistake, right, guys? So 8 times 2 is 16. Carry our 1. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33. Okay. So we have to regroup. We make this 2 a 12, and this 7 a 6. 12 minus 6 is 6, and 6 minus 3 is 3. So we have 36 left over. Now we have to bring down your 4. Okay. Now, same thing. We're going to look at this 4 and look at 36, because 4 is bigger than 3, so we know it's not going to go into 3. So 4 goes into 36 9 times. Now, here's just a little secret of mine, just to make things a little bit faster and a little bit easier on you. So 4 goes into 36 9 times. But you know, if you do 9 times this 2, it's automatically going to be bigger here. So let's try it before we take the shortcut. 9 times 2 is 18. Carry the 1. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 1 is 37. So the bottom number is bigger than the top. So we can't do that. No bueno. No good. Okay, so we erase the 9 and go down to 8. And we erase what we got. So we go down to 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Down your 6, carry 1, which is already up there. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33. So obviously we got the same thing. So we regroup. 6 becomes a 5. 14 minus 6 is 8. 5 minus 3 is 2. So we come up with a 28 down here. So this is 88 remainder 28. Alright. So our answer is 88 remainder 28. Now if you do want to check that, we know how to check it. 88 times 42. If you want to do the box method, that's fine. I don't recommend it. 8 times 2 is 16. Carry the 1. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 1 is 17. Come over. 32. 35. 35. 6. 9. 6. 3. Plus the remainder of 28. 14, carry the 1. 11, 12, carry the 1. 7, 3. So it would be 324. So that's a lot of work on a small board. But I just wanted you to see that it can be done. So 3,724 divided by 42 is 88 remainder 28. And we just solved that, and down here we checked it. Even though this is a little sloppy work because I didn't have a lot of room to work with, but we did check it down there. Oh. So now let's step up to 5 digits. 5 by 2. You might see this, you might not. I don't know. 36 into 82,476. All right. So here is our problem. 82,476 divided by 36. So technical difficulties, guys. Sorry. We're gonna do this how we've been doing this thus far. So we're gonna be working with our first digit, which is a 3. So what I want to do is write our three multiples. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. Now, as you can see, 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 6 is 18, 3 times 7 is 21, 3 times 8 is 24, and 3 times 9 is 27. So, let's work through this together. So, 36. 3 can go into 8. So, we're going to look. How many times can 3 go into 8? 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 is too big. So, we're going to go 3 times 2. Now, we've got to remember that we're not taking 3 into 8, we're taking 36 into 82. So it goes 2 times. 2 times 6 is 2. Carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. So 82 minus 72 would be 10. Bring down your 4. Okay, so now we're going to look at 3 into 10, because 3 can't go into 1. So 3 goes into 10 how many times? 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 is too big to go into 10. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9's a little bit smaller than 10. So 3 times 3, 3 times 6 is 18. Carry the 1, which is already carried. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So 108 is bigger than 104. So we know we have to try again. So we're going to go down 1 to 2. So we're going to put 2. And just a shortcut, we already know 2 times 36 is 72. So we're just going to put 72. Four minus 2 is 2. We regroup here and make this a 10. This 1 a 0. 10 minus 7 is 3. 32. So now we bring down your 7. Okay, so 3 can go into 3 once. But I'm going to guess 36 times 1 is going to be a lot smaller than 327. So I'm going to say it's more. So 3 goes into 32. So it would be 10, but I'm going to put 9. Because we can't put 10. 9 times 6 is 54. Carry the 5. 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 27 plus 5 is 32. So we get a 3 left over. We bring your 6 down. Now 36 into 36, we know it goes 1 time. So we put 36 minus 36. And our remainder is 0 because we have no more numbers to bring down. And I don't know how I got it to go in even. I just made up a number. But we know our answer is 2,291. So 82,476 divided by 36 is 2,291. And here are our steps if you want to write them down. If not, then here they are. Memorize them however you need to. So instead of doing six digits divided by 2 digits, we're going to do a review video next time. So for the sake of this video and not overloading your brain, we're going to do a review video next time. So until then, guys, keep practicing. Learn your multiplication tables because I promise you it will benefit you. And I'll see you next time. Peace.